Hey everybody, I am so happy to be here. My name is Julia Jett, and I help healers grow their businesses in alignment with their values and their integrity. And so I am coming to you live in my Facebook group, Holistic Professionals Six-Figure Business Growth, as well as Instagram. So if you are joining me, please let me know where you're watching from. And if you have questions, this time together is really special because I can answer your questions live. And if you still have questions, you can still leave them in the comments if you're rewatching this. And I'm happy to get back to you, and maybe somebody else in the group has the answer to your questions as well. So I am super excited to be here. I'm super excited that it's fall, and I'm enjoying some beautiful sunny weather here where I live in, well, the northern reaches of California in the Redwoods. Today, we're going to be talking about creating consistency in your business, getting consistent clients. And there's more to getting consistent clients than just having people call all the time. Now, it is really helpful in your business to have a consistent number of people reaching out and wanting to work with you. And it's also important to keep them coming back. And we're going to do this through communication and through understanding and through building trust and rapport. So stick with me here because I want to take you through the 3 keys of consistent clients. Now, key number 1 is the attraction. So how do we attract consistent clients into our business? The first thing that we need to do is understand who our clients are. We have to be really clear about who our clients are and who we want to attract, because there can be a point in our businesses when perhaps we're really excited and we are happy to attract absolutely anyone. The thing is that when we cast this large net, the message doesn't really come through. The more and more we get detailed about who we're calling in, the more and more we're speaking to someone specifically and they feel deeply heard. If you've ever perhaps seen an advertisement and you felt as though it was speaking directly to you, perhaps you can understand the importance of really feeling as though you feel heard as a consumer. Maybe that had you pushing the buy it now button really fast or signing up for a service. So having this strong understanding of what your clients want and then creating that connection this is what's going to keep people continually coming into your business and getting excited to work with you. So we do that by creating an understanding of our clients and connecting that understanding to what we do and getting really specific about this. This is, of course, something I get really deep into when we coach together. And if you're curious about coaching with me, you can always book a call, a free 15-minute call where I get to know your business and we can look at ways that we can up-level your business in tremendous ways. And I'll be happy to drop that in the comments at the end of this video. And this was such a big turning point for me in my business because I was doing that same thing where I wanted to work with anybody, please come in. And this whole mindset is also a mindset of scarcity and a mindset of desperation. And mindset alignment is incredibly important to me. And I think having an aligned mindset is the most important part of your business because you can have all of the strategies in the world, but if you're not enacting these strategies, if you're not using them, if your mindset is telling you that it's not going to work, then the good things aren't going to happen. The good things aren't going to come. You're not going to get the results that you're after, perhaps because you're worried that it's not going to happen, and then maybe you're not taking the actions that you need to take. So once we get into this aligned mindset where we are in rapport with our unconscious mind, when we're in rapport with what we want to create, when we're in rapport with our soul's calling and our deepest spiritual beliefs, and doing what we truly believe is going to call us forward into that next level, that's where we start seeing results. That's where we start moving up and leveling up in our businesses. That's where it starts getting really exciting and fun. So let's talk strategy, okay? A little bit more about how. So when you understand this messaging that calls in your clients, that gets them excited, that helps them feel understood, that's when they're going to start knocking on your proverbial door. That's when you're going to have the phone ringing. That's when you're going to start making money in your sleep. Once you have that understanding of your clients. Now, once you're working with your clients, communication is so incredibly important. We really want to be in a place where we can communicate fluidly with our clients. We want to be in fluid communication. And I find this really fun because maybe you wouldn't believe it, but there was certainly a time in my life where communication was really difficult for me. And I actually got into massage because I thought that somebody would come in, they'd tell me what was wrong, they'd lay down on the table, and then I wouldn't have to talk to them anymore. Well, that's just not the way it works as an entrepreneur. Perhaps that could work for you if you're working for someone else and they're getting clients for you, they're bringing all the clients to you. But when you are the face of your business, you're going to need to show up at a whole nother level. And you might need to create reframes around this to make it exciting for yourself, to make yourself joyful and happy about communicating and learning about people and learning about what their needs and being okay with being that source of information for them, moving past maybe some of that feeling of not good enoughness, or maybe even oh goodness, I'm losing the word for it, and maybe that's a good thing. Sometimes not thinking of things makes it so much easier to go out there and do the action, but I remembered it's imposter syndrome. So perhaps you're struggling with a little bit of not enoughness or imposter syndrome that makes it maybe a little bit difficult for you to tell your clients what you're noticing with them or what you're feeling with them, or really using your intuition to talk about things that you're hearing them say and ways that you really see, ways that you can release blocks for them, both mentally and physically maybe. Now, once we really open up this stream of communication, and believe me, people want you to communicate with them, especially when it's about themselves. We love talking about ourselves and we love hearing about ourselves. And whether you're working with people in the physical sense or you're coaching online, it is incredibly important to let them know how far they've come. Let them know what you've noticed. Let them know if you're having some intuitive hit, because people love understanding more about themselves. And when you get to be that reflection, when you get to be that mirror for them, that can be incredibly special, that you're holding a special space for them. And I think that's incredibly important. Now, when we have this open channel of communication, we're building trust, we're building rapport, and I love to have this open channel of communication start even before I meet with somebody. I'm sending them texts, I'm sending them emails, we're in communication. I want them to know that they're safe with me, and that they are in a place where they're safe to communicate with me. And it doesn't always need to be positive. If they feel something negative, for example, if they're getting a massage and it doesn't feel good, I want them to know that there is an open channel of communication here where they can tell me if they don't like what I'm doing, where they can tell me if it's not enough or if it's too much. Likewise, I want my coaching clients to speak with me and really let me understand where they're coming from. Let me understand what they feel like is blocking them or what they feel like isn't blocking them. Because when we have this really clear communication, this clear understanding, that helps me move people forward in a very empowered way so they can get to a next level that they're truly excited to be in. So it's so incredibly important to have this open level of rapport and communication. Now, moving from that communication, once we have that connection, once we have that communication wide open, it's really all about keeping people interested in working with you. And I know that sometimes it can be a little bit scary to be like, come back. You need to come back. Because if you want to experience the change, if you want to experience the results that you're truly after, it's not going to happen overnight. You can't go to the gym once and get the results that you want. You can't eat a salad once and lose the weight. And with things like mindset, it's not a one and done. Mindset is ongoing, and things are always going to come up. And it's not only because things are always going to come up, it's also because our mindset is always expanding. And once we hit one goal, we're ready to hit the next. And it's possible that the mindset that we're carrying in that moment isn't the mindset that we need to hit that next goal. And that's why it's so incredibly important to stay in contact and stay in communication and keep rolling forward and moving forward in ways that are exciting and motivating and constantly expansive of the mindset and the place and the identity that you're always in creation. You're always in creation, and it starts with your mind. Nothing was created by humankind that wasn't first thought of in the human mind. So we want to also have a really strong rapport with ourselves and our unconscious mind, because in many ways our unconscious mind is the one calling the shots. So how does this have to do with retention? We're going to want to be comfortable enough with ourselves and comfortable enough in our beliefs in what we do and the results that we get to be able to tell our clients, come back, and continue your journey of healing. So ways that we can do that are through communication, through showing them our understanding of what we've noticed with them and the growth that they've experienced by working with us, showing them the results, really taking note of where they were before and where they are now, and the space that we've been able to fill with them in between so they can get that result that they're after. That's one way of keeping people coming back. It's also very helpful to reach out to people, maybe if you haven't seen them in a while, and instead of just being like, hey, book another appointment, you can reach out to them like a friend and speak to them on that level of relationship, on that level of heart-to-heart connection, rather than sales. I think this is one of those places where people can get really sticky with that feeling about talking about sales, and sales can start feeling like it isn't spiritual and it isn't heart connected, because when we look at it from that perspective, it's not. But when we look at it from the perspective of really looking to create massive change in people's lives, really looking at creating a difference and connecting people with healing, connecting people with their next level self, that's where we get to create this incredible result for people, where they get that result by coming back, by working with us again. And when you know how to frame that for people, when you approach them not begging for another sale, but just checking on how they're doing, noticing that you haven't seen them in a while, it can make a world of a difference, because then you're honoring a relationship rather than trying to sell them something. And I think that's incredibly important. I love taking note of what's going on in my clients' lives, so it's something that I can bring up with them when I do talk to them. like one of my clients got a puppy and I hadn't seen her in a couple months, and so, hey, I haven't seen you in a couple months. How are you doing? How's your puppy doing? Things like that really build rapport with our clients, and that can be so incredibly helpful and can really make people feel heard and understood. And if we're out to help people, then we have to be okay in ourselves with stepping out and helping people. When we're in self-centered fear around reaching out in these ways, that keeps us stuck in self. And when we're stuck in self, we're not of service. So it's all about reframing that mindset and understanding that we are here to serve and that we are showing up in this way so that we can be of great service. Now, along with client retention, always make sure that you're inviting your clients back. Make sure that you're inviting your clients to work with you again, because if you're not inviting them, then they don't know. And you know what? They might be scared too. They might be scared to ask. They might feel as though this is the end of the road for them, and maybe you're too busy for them. Maybe they think highly of you and think highly of your time. And so they're trying to be really careful as well. So it's really important that you're the strong leader here in showing your clients that working with you will get them further. Perhaps they've already gotten the result that they want, but maybe you can get them another level up. Maybe you can get them to another place. So it's really important to consider what else you can do for your clients and how you can show up for them. And this is the way that you keep them coming back, by inviting them to work with you, because otherwise they won't know. And it's not very fair to leave it all on them and expect them to call all of the shots when you're the leader in this relationship. So having consistent clients is so much about leadership. It's so much about leadership and communication and understanding and building rapport and creating that invitation, really stepping into being that person who can hold space, not only for your clients, but also for yourself, and stepping into that space of realization that you are enough and that you create incredible results and that people want to be part of that with you. Now, I am so grateful that you came today, and if you want to learn more about growing your business with up to 6 figures, if you are spiritually minded and you want to cross that bridge into 6 figures in your entrepreneurial business, I'm happy to talk to you. I want to see your business grow. I want to see spiritually minded people and holistic healers absolutely flourish, because I know that when people who are connected and care about the planet and care about each other and care about the humanity and society doing better for one another, we can create massive change when we're actually thriving and not stuck in survival. And so if you are ready to step into that next level of your business, I invite you to reach out to me, and I am happy to connect you with a call, free resources, whatever I can do to get you to that next level. Grateful that you came today, and I will see you next week at 1. Bye-bye now.